Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Make a Better World. I'm your host, David Tear, and this video is my immediate reaction to day three of the Democratic National Convention. I didn't get to watch the first 2 days, but I did watch it tonight. I watched the whole thing tonight, and I was very moved. I mean, I've been watching, presidential conventions for many, many years, and I think this was the most moving one I've ever seen in my life. And I think I feel a very strong sense of hope and joy. That seemed to be the key word tonight for Kamala's, campaign for president. I guess she's now known as the candidate of joy, just like Obama was known as the candidate of hope. And I think there's a lot to be hopeful for and even joyful for, and I'll go into that. So I'm just going to pick out four speakers that I thought everybody gave really excellent speeches. By the way, everybody I heard, I thought everybody had really excellent things to say, and that's part of the reason I was so moved by it. And the first, I'm going to start with Bill Clinton. I mean, I think he was a really great president. He's probably the greatest president I remember during my lifetime. I was born in 1962. JFK was president when I was born, but he got tragically shot when I was just 1 year and a half old, and I don't remember him, even though I've heard he has a really great legacy. But no, I remember Bill Clinton. I thought he was a really excellent president. I think he really moved us in the right direction when he was president, and he had some really great things to say about Kamala. I mean, and also against Trump. The main thing I remember him saying was he said that a lot of people are calling Trump a liar, which he is, but he said Trump isn't a candidate of lies; he's a candidate of eyes, and Kamala is a candidate of views. And I thought that really brought the point home. I mean, with Trump, it's all about himself, and with Kamala, it's all about the rest of America, all of us. So I thought that was a very, very moving point he made. And he said a lot of other really excellent things. And next was Buttigieg. I can't even pronounce his name right, but he gave a really excellent speech too. And I thought it was really moving when he was talking about having dinner at home with his kids, making macaroni and cheese, and the fact that he's gay and that he doesn't have a wife, but he has some adopted kids, and he couldn't have done this 25 years ago. Wouldn't have been allowed. And then he talked about gay rights, and he talked about how we had to fight for them. They don't just come handed to you on a silver platter. The things. I mean, this is a very good point. It doesn't just apply to gay rights; it applies to everything. I mean, all the progress, if you think about it, all of human progress, I'd say, is due to people who worked for it. People who had an idea, had a great idea about how to make the world better, make a better world, and they knew what needed to be done, and they did it. Even in spite of overwhelming obstacles. A lot of times, people were adamantly opposed to what they were trying to do. But I think gay rights is just an example of that. So I was very moved by that too. And Oprah. It's kind of funny. I wasn't even really that big a fan of Oprah before. I never really watched her talk show. I remember when she became very famous because of her role in The Color Purple. She did have a really excellent acting role in that movie. Excellent movie. And I thought her speech tonight was really moving. The most moving part of her speech was when she was talking about when she was a child growing up amidst all this racism. And she mentioned, I don't remember the name of the girl who, wanted to try to get into a public high school that used to be discriminated against blacks, and she had to get the National Guard to let her into the school, and then everybody else boycotted going to school because of her. There were only two other black kids who showed up. I mean, I was very moved by that too. And then, the same thing about civil rights, black rights. I mean, they had the same battle as the gays did with gay rights, and and we owe the freedoms that African Americans enjoy today to all the civil rights leaders, all the people who fought, were just completely determined to overcome racism in America. So that I thought was really moving too. And finally, um, the Tim Walz. I mean, it's kind of funny. I made a video about him about a week ago. I might delete that one. I don't think it's a very good video. I really didn't know much of anything about Tim Walz until just a few days ago. Now, I listened to him and I've learned a lot about him. And, it's kind of funny because he's not the kind of person I can relate to on a very personal level. I mean, I was never on a high school sports team. I'm not a hunter, and I've never been in the military. So all these things are kind of against how I've lived my life. But the thing that I think really makes Tim Walz a great choice for VP candidate is that I think he can appeal to the right people in the selection. I mean, I think he can win over a lot of the conservatives, a lot of the people in the middle of the country who a lot of whom are pretty ignorant or just, listening to, news they hear, pick up here and there praising Trump and the Republicans. And, he said some very, very powerful things. He talked about the issues that matter and he talked about how they apply to him and his family. And I thought it was very moving how he did that. He talked about how he wasn't able to have kids with his wife at first, but she had to get some surgery that allowed her to have kids, and that was very moving. His son even cried when he talked about that. And not only that, he talked about how just ordinary people in this country, like helping your neighbor, and he was talking about how just ordinary people in this country, how we'll be better off with Kamala because we'll have affordable housing and we'll be able to have more job security and people will have decent living wages and just he told the truth about why their lives will be better, and I hope enough of them listen to him, and I think a lot of them will because he seems to be very popular and he seems to be the right Democrat to reach out to those people. So I think he really was a good choice for VP. And I'm sorry I didn't know more about him before, but I think I think that I'm very hopeful. I think that Kamala will pull it off. I mean, we can't be complacent about it. There's only 76 days till the election, and I think the Democrats have to keep campaigning hard against Trump, and we can't fall for any of his antics, and we have to. We're going to have to be vigilant against him because we don't know what kind of tricks he's going to pull. He could pull a lot of stunts in the next 2.5 months, and the Democrats have to be prepared for all of that. But I think they will. I think they're running a very, very strong campaign. I'm very hopeful, and I still think that Kamala is going to make a really excellent 47th president. So anyway, that completes my video for tonight on why I was very hopeful watching day 3 of the DNC, and I want to watch replays of the first 2 days, and I'm also going to watch it tomorrow. I really do want to hear Kamala give her speech. Anyway, that's all I have to say for tonight. So thank you for watching, and vote for Kamala, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.